A McDonald's employee is fired for helping Adam Sandler. The next day, she gets the surprise. The fluorescent lights of McDonald's always made everyone look a little sickly, including me. I'd been working the drive-thru window at this Chicago location for nearly 2 years now, funding my community college education one Big Mac at a time. My name tag read Maya Wilson, and at 23, I was already the senior employee on most shifts. That Tuesday evening started like any other, the constant beep of the fryers, the hiss of the soda machine, and my manager Rick's perpetual scowl. The dinner rush had died down, and I was counting the minutes until my break when a black Tesla pulled up to the speaker. "Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?" My customer service voice was second nature by now. "Yeah, can I get 2 plain cheeseburgers, a large fries, and a chocolate shake?" The voice sounded oddly familiar, but I couldn't place it. "That'll be $14.37. Please pull around to the first window." When the car pulled up, I nearly dropped the card reader. Adam Sandler, yes, the Adam Sandler, was sitting there in a hoodie and basketball shorts, looking exactly like he did in every paparazzi star's "They're Just Like Us" photo I'd ever seen. "Hey, how's it going?" he said casually, like he wasn't one of the most recognizable actors in America. I caught myself. "I mean, good. Good evening, sir." He smiled, clearly used to the recognition. "Long day?" he asked while handing over his credit card. "The longest," I admitted. "I've got finals next week, and I'm pulling double shifts to cover for a sick coworker." He nodded sympathetically. "Nursing school, right? How did you... Your textbook." He pointed to my backpack visible through the window to the break room. "My cousin's a nurse. I recognized the cover." As I handed back his card, I blurted out, "I loved Uncut Gems. You should have won an Oscar." He laughed. "Thanks. That means a lot. I should have sent him to the next window then, but something made me ask, would you mind if I took a quick selfie? My little brother would lose his mind." Adam smiled. "Sure, no problem." I quickly pulled out my phone and leaned out the window. He scooted closer to his driver's side window, and I snapped the photo. "Thank you so much. Good luck with those finals," he said, genuinely kind. What I didn't notice was Rick watching the entire exchange from the security camera feed in his office. By the time Adam Sandler got his food from the second window, Rick was already storming toward me, his face an alarming shade of red. "Maya, in my office. Now, I knew I was in trouble. What part of our company policy don't you understand?" Rick's voice bounced off the walls of his tiny office. The McDonald's employee handbook lay open on his desk, a paragraph highlighted in neon yellow. "No personal interactions with customers, no photos, no autographs." "It was just a quick selfie," I defended myself. He didn't mind. I don't care if he was begging for it. "You held up the line and violated privacy protocols." Rick rubbed his temples. "This isn't the first time you've bent the rules, Maya." That was true. I'd given free apple pies to an elderly couple who came in every Sunday. I'd let a homeless man charge his phone in our break room during a blizzard last winter. Small acts of humanity that apparently had no place in fast food efficiency. "We have celebrities come through occasionally," Rick continued. "They choose drive-thru for privacy. What if Mr. Sandler complains?" "He won't," I said confidently. "He was super nice." "That's not the point." Rick's expression hardened. "I've been looking for a reason to tighten things up around here. Corporate's been on my back about metrics and turnover times." My stomach dropped. I knew where this was going. "I'm going to have to let you go, Maya." "You're firing me? Over a selfie?" My voice cracked. "Rick, I need this job. Tuition is due next month, and my mom's medical bills..." My hands are tied. He pushed a form across the desk. "Sign here, you'll get your final paycheck in 2 weeks. I felt numb as I signed the termination papers. 2 years of late nights, holiday shifts, and greasy hair, gone because I'd been starstruck for 30 seconds. As I cleaned out my small locker, I posted the selfie with Adam Sandler on Instagram, adding, "Met this legend tonight, cost me my job, but worth it." Adam Sandler fired. FML. I didn't expect anyone to see it beyond my 236 followers. By the time I walked to the bus stop, my phone had already begun to buzz. When my alarm went off at 6 a.m. the next morning, I had 17,394 notifications. My bleary eyes could barely focus on the screen as I scrolled through an endless stream of comments, shares, and message requests. My selfie with Adam Sandler had somehow caught fire overnight, propelled by a popular entertainment Twitter account that had shared it with the caption, "McDonald's worker fired for taking selfie with Adam Sandler, corporate greed or justified policy." Local news outlets had sent interview requests. 3 podcasts wanted me as a guest. Even my community college newspaper had texted, asking if I'd comment on workplace rights in the age of social media. "Maya, your phone's blowing up the whole apartment," my roommate Tasha groaned from her bed. "What the hell is going on?" I showed her my phone, now at 22,105 notifications. "I'm trending? Holy shit!" She sat up, suddenly wide awake. "Is that really Adam Sandler and they fired you for this?" I nodded, still processing the bizarre turn of events. "What do? I can't respond to all of these." "First, turn off your notifications before your phone explodes," Tasha advised. "Second, check if any verified accounts have messaged you." I sorted through the direct messages. Most were from strangers, some offering support, others proposing sketchy business opportunities. But one blue-checked message caught my eye. It was from Adam Sandler's official account. "Hey Maya, heard what happened. Not cool. My team is trying to reach you. Can you DM a good number to call? Adam?" "No way," Tasha breathed, reading over my shoulder. My hands trembled as I sent my number, certain this was some elaborate prank. But 3 minutes later, my phone rang with an unknown Los Angeles number. It wasn't Adam himself, but a woman named Jennifer, who identified herself as part of his management team. "Adam feels terrible about what happened," she explained. "He'd like to help, if you're comfortable with that." "Help how?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "He's shooting a Netflix film in Chicago this week. Would you be available to come to set today? He'd like to meet with you personally." 5 hours later, I was being escorted through security at an industrial building that had been transformed into a movie set. The production assistant who guided me wore a headset and carried a clipboard, looking exactly like movie PAs did in films about making films. "Wait here," she instructed, leading me to a chair labeled Visitors near a craft services table that made McDonald's menu look like prison food. 20 minutes later, Adam Sandler walked over in casual clothes, looking just like he had in the drive-thru, but now surrounded by the controlled chaos of a film set. "Maya, right?" He extended his hand. "Man, I am so sorry about your job. That's completely crazy." And just like that, my life took another unexpected turn. "The thing is," Adam said as we sat in a quiet corner of the set, both of us holding paper cups of coffee, "we're actually shooting a scene in a fast food restaurant next week." I nodded, still struggling to process that I was having a conversation with Adam Sandler on a movie set while dozens of crew members bustled around us. "Jennifer tells me you're studying nursing," he continued. "Trying to?" I sighed. "Without that job, tuition's going to be tough." He nodded thoughtfully. "What if I offered you a job? We need extras for the restaurant scene, but we could bump you up to a featured extra with a line or two. It pays pretty well for a few days' work." My jaw dropped. "Are you serious?" "Completely. Plus, I've got a friend who's on the board at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. The nursing program has scholarships for students working through financial hardship." I don't know what to say," I stammered. "Say yes to the job and I'll have Jennifer send you the scholarship info," he smiled. "Oh, and one more thing. We're doing a press day tomorrow. Entertainment Tonight wants to interview me about the movie, but I was thinking, what if we told your story, put some pressure on corporate fast food about how they treat their workers?" "You'd do that?" I asked, stunned. Look, I've worked plenty of crappy jobs before I got lucky in this business. Getting fired for taking a selfie with a customer, that's just wrong. He shrugged. So what do you say? Want to help me make a point? I thought about Rick's smug face as he'd fired me, about all the late nights working drive-thru while trying to study, about my mom's pride when I'd told her I was going to be a nurse someday, despite everything. I'm in. The next morning, I sat in a hotel conference room, microphones clipped to my shirt, as Adam told the Entertainment Tonight reporter how he'd inadvertently gotten me fired. Maya here was just being nice, he explained. And for that, she lost her income while trying to put herself through nursing school. If that doesn't show what's wrong with how we treat service workers in this country, I don't know what does. The reporter turned to me. Maya, how do you feel about all this attention? I took a deep breath. I'm still processing it. But if this situation helps start a conversation about workplace dignity and fair treatment, then maybe losing my job wasn't the worst thing after all. By that evening, our interview was everywhere. 1 month later, I stood outside a different McDonald's location, not as an employee, but as part of a press conference. We're pleased to announce the Adam Sandler Service Industry Scholarship, said the McDonald's regional director, looking considerably more uncomfortable than the PR smile on his face suggested. This program will provide education funding for McDonald's employees pursuing healthcare careers. Adam stood beside me, giving a thumbs up to the cameras. After our interview had gone viral, the public relations nightmare for McDonald's had grown until they'd had no choice but to respond. Rick had been reassigned to a different location, and the company had agreed to review their employee policies. The scholarship wouldn't just help me, it would support 50 workers across the Midwest each year. When it was my turn to speak, I approached the microphone with confidence I hadn't possessed 6 weeks earlier. What started as a simple interaction at a drive-thru window turned into something I never could have imagined, I began. But it's shown me that sometimes standing up for small moments of human connection can lead to bigger changes. After the press conference, Adam pulled me aside. So the movie's wrapping this week, he said, but I wanted to let you know you did great in your scene. My producer friend was impressed. Really? I laughed. All I said was, would you like fries with that, with Oscar-worthy delivery, he joked. But seriously, she's producing a medical drama pilot next month. They need hospital background actors who actually understand medical terminology. Interested? I shook my head in disbelief. My life has gotten so weird. In a good way, I hope. He asked. I thought about everything that had happened since that fateful drive-thru shift. I'd lost a job but gained a scholarship. I'd found my voice and helped create change for other workers. And somehow, I'd picked up a side gig in television while still pursuing my real passion in nursing. In the best way possible, I answered, honestly. As I watched Adam walk toward his waiting car, I remembered something my mother always said. Sometimes the wrong turn is the right direction. She'd been talking about the time she got lost driving and discovered the neighborhood where we'd eventually make our home. But the wisdom applied here too. Getting fired had been my wrong turn, but it had led me exactly where I needed to go. That night, I started my nursing school application, no longer worried about how I'd pay for it. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. It was a photo of Adam holding a McDonald's bag with the message, "Went through drive-thru again. No selfies this time, but the fries aren't as good without you. Keep changing the world, Maya." Sometimes the biggest surprises come from the smallest moments, and sometimes losing what you have opens the door to what you deserve.